Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. In today's episode, we are going to attempt to hatch some eggs that I brought from eBay. Now, I brought 12 eggs, and this is how the seller sent them. Buying eggs on eBay, hatching eggs on eBay is proving to be incredibly popular at the moment because you cannot get them from auctions and other places because they're not happening due to the lockdowns and everything else like that. Now, the quality does vary from the seller to seller, and you need to do your research and look at the feedback to see if the person flogging the eggs is actually any good and see what other people have said about them. The main thing that people ask you to comment on when you get the eggs is the packaging of the eggs, and it is quite easy to send an egg in the post rather than the fertility, whereas myself, I prefer to look at the fertility as well as the packaging and everything that goes along with it. So these eggs arrived. You can see I've already opened up the boxes. I opened up the boxes yesterday because they arrived yesterday, and I've left them set in the room for 24 hours undisturbed. No one's going near it, hasn't been touched, just to allow for the chance that they have been moved about, they've been shook within the postal system, just to allow a chance for everything just to settle down and just calm down a little bit. The other reason why I opened them is because there are some of the sellers out there who don't seem to understand that when somebody opens up a box like this, they expect that the eggs are going to be in there and are going to be the right way round. Now, by the right way round, what I mean is that your eggs should all be stored, as everybody should know, with the pointy end down. See how that one's a slightly different shape? That's a bit more of an oblong compared to that one being a normal egg shape. This one here isn't going to be fertile. This one here probably will. There you go, there's another one. Slightly different shape, slightly deformed. The incubator we are going to use for this is the Arcom King Sorrow 20. It's a slightly older incubator, and it isn't the brand new one which you're able to buy right now, but you can still pick these up on eBay for about £100 or so. And as you might have worked out, it's called the Arcom 20 because it can hold 20 eggs. So we just open it up. It doesn't really matter which incubator you use, just as long as you use one that can do the job and that can hold the temperature. That's all that you're really looking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our eggs in. I'm going to place them in on the side. And when I place this incubator into its cradle, it's actually going to rock from side to side like that. So as it's turning the eggs. So there we go, we can get 4 in there. So I've left in those ones that I have already turned around and said are not going to be fertile. And we will leave those in. Because I believe, looking over them, if we do like that, you can see it is this one and this one. I don't think either of those two, and possibly that one just there at the back there. Those 3, let's say those 3. I don't think those 3, because of the shape of them, are going to be fertile. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So what we do there is we place the eggs in, and then we close up our incubator. So the lid is on. So I'm going to place this into a cradle, and we will check back on them. We will leave them be. And after 7 days, we will open this up and we will candle the eggs, which is what we're going to do next. Okay, so we're now up to the 1 week stage. These guys have been here for a week. Hasn't annoyed my wife one little bit, so don't worry about that. And what we're going to do now is we are going to candle the eggs. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn off... Silence. I turned off the cradle so as it isn't trying to turn anymore. I'm going to lift the top off the eggs. Actually, what we'll do is we'll cut forward to day number 10. Reason being is, oops, sorry, just me kicking the tripod there. Reason being is we did candle the eggs at day number 7, but unfortunately you couldn't see enough because they are Moran eggs, so they're quite dark eggs. You couldn't really see enough to make it worthwhile for me or for you to actually be able to see it within the context of the video. So we are now on to day number 10. We've given it a few more days, and what we're going to do is we're going to candle the eggs now, and we are going to show you what is there. And I can tell you I've already candled them, and I'm not greatly surprised by what we are going to see. So let's turn off the lights, get you into position, and we'll get going. Okay, so this is egg number 1, and there's nothing happening in there basically. Nothing is growing, and it is just like shining a light through a normal egg that you would eat. And we got the same again there. So again, there's nothing. Ooh, something different. Okay, so if this was a clearer shell, we'd be able to see from this little black point here, there's veins coming out of it. I can just about make them out with my own eyes, looking at the egg. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking them up, but that one there is growing. That one there is doing something. And this one here is pretty much the same again. See the little spot? Oh, it's gone. It came and it gone. Oh, it's jiggling about a little bit. That's a little chick that's starting to grow already inside the egg. You see this one here, had I have done the candling before, I wouldn't have even put this one in. So this one here, that's a speck of dirt, that black bit just at the front there. And I don't think that one there is doing anything either. Right, let's get the lights back on. Okay, so what we are left with is we are left with 3. We've got the 2 that we had the little black spots on that had looked like little spider bits coming out of them. And we got the one which is the maybe one. So as I said, we're on day 10 now. It's out of 21 days. So we've got another 11 days left to go. And all we're going to do is we're going to cover them up now, and we will come back to them on day number 18, and we will candle them again. So what we're going to do now, because it's day 18, they have been in there for 18 days, these eggs, at 37.5 degrees. Now comes the time where they go into what's called lockdown. So for the purposes of the video, I've already turned off the cradle. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift the incubator out of the cradle so as it won't be turned anymore. Turning will stop. If you're sorry for hitting the camera there. If you are manually turning your eggs, day 18 is the time when you want to stop. There's no need to turn them anymore. So we'll place that down, we'll unplug it. And we'll get rid of it and all the wires. But what we're going to do now is we're going to open it up, and we are going to candle the eggs again, just to make sure that the eggs have grown and that there is a proper chick in there. And then we're going to take out all of the dividers and a few other bits and pieces, but we'll do them as we go along. So what we're looking for is we are looking for the air sac to have moved, and this one has partially. It doesn't look like it's moved fully. The air sac is this bit just at this end, this very, very clear bit. And we're also looking for any movement in the other part of the egg. Now that's not a perfect example of one. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so this one here is a much better example. You can see that the whole egg is basically full. You can clearly see where the air sac is. And the reason why you can't see anything else in the egg is because the egg is full up of chick. There is a little chick in there. Okay, and then we had the third one that we was unsure of. And yeah, that's definitely nothing in that one at all. So let's look at the first one again. I think that one there looks as if it might have stopped developing halfway through. See, because if we compare that back to the other one, you can clearly see that there is something in that. Right, let's turn the lights back on. Okay, so I've placed the third egg over to one side now. That's the one we thought was dead, and there isn't anything happening within that. We've got the one that is clearly evident that there is a chick that's growing in it, and the one that I believe has stopped going halfway through. What we'll do now is we will remove all of the dividers, and we will add some water into this. Now with this incubator, you do have the choice and the option of being able to add water underneath this grey tray. There's like a gap where you can put the water in, or you can just place it in a thing in the top there. So we will then cover it back up again. This is obviously day 18. It's got to go to day 21, so another 3 days. As I've just explained, because it's January, because the eggs have been ordered off of eBay, this is a pretty poor hatch rate, regardless of when they've actually been ordered and where they've come from. Just to get 1 out of the 12, that is pretty terrible. But it's the risk you take. It's what happens. I'm not going to bring in other eggs and other chicks and go, oh look, we hatched 12 out of 12 that we brought off of eBay, and make a lie out of it. There's no point in it whatsoever. So we'll just leave them be like that. If we get 1 chick, we get 1 chick, that's fine. We've got other chicks that are hatching from other eggs that are due to go. Okie dokie, well here we go, we're on to day number 23. And as everybody knows, chicken eggs hatch after 21 days. And we're on day 23. And as you can see, we've still got 2 eggs in there. Absolutely nothing has happened. Not a sausage. Diddly squat. Not a thing. There could be a whole variety of reasons as to why nothing has happened. It could be that it's, as I've already mentioned before, it's January, the eggs come through the post, they're eBay eggs, you've got no idea how long the seller has held on to them before they posted them. The fertility of the birds, the age of the birds, the conditions the eggs have been in. We know that ever since they've arrived with us that they've been kept in the best way that we possibly can. Except I've just left some dirt on my worktop there. I just realised I should have cleaned that up before we started the video. So what we'll do now is we are going to turn off the incubator. There is absolutely 0 point in going any further with this. They're not going to hatch now. If there is anything in there, it isn't going to be alive. So there we go, that's the incubator turned off. Let's bring it forward and we can candle the eggs. Now there are some people who do what's called an eggtopsy, which is basically where they crack open the egg and they look at the egg. They look to see what's happened inside the egg, to see how the chick has grown. I don't do that because that would just put me off eating eggs altogether, and I get so many eggs that I don't want to do that. So to give you an idea on the waterfront, this was put in at day 18, so 5 days ago, and that's how much water's left. So not too bad there. Obviously during the summer it would use a little bit more water. Now this is the egg that I thought was going to hatch, that I hoped was going to hatch, and this is the egg that I thought was, that had possibly stopped halfway through. But yeah, we've got the candler. Let's give them a quick look and we will see. So let's try doing it from above rather than me having to move the camera about. Right, I'll just kill the lights. Okay, so again with this egg, you can see the air sac, because that's the light bit just there at the top. But other than that, let me just slide my selection guide over to the larger hole. Let's see if that makes a bit of difference. I don't normally use this one for chicken eggs. Not really. So you can see that the egg is pretty much full. And you can see the air sac there. So I think if there was a chick in there, it might have developed up until the last point, but then obviously something went wrong, as happens in nature. So let's have a look at this other one. Should be a half a leg. Yeah, you can see that one there. I shouldn't have even left that one in. Oh, hey ho. Right, so yeah, there we go. Absolute eBay hatching egg fail. totally 100% nothing in there at all. It does happen from time to time. Other times you order 6 and you might get only 2 that hatch, or you order 12 like I did here and you get none that hatch. So we have got a lot more hatching videos coming up this year. We've got plans to do some pretty big things. So if you have not already done so, please do scroll down a little bit and click on that subscribe button. Hit the bell as well if you want, because I know that people say to hit the bell. And until the next video, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.